I know you've said it before. I'm off it, bro. I'm getting sober, I'm getting clean. I'm doing dry January, sober October. But you failed. You went back every single time. And I know it's frustrating, but the answer is pretty obvious. You just don't want it enough. But don't get up hope, because it's pretty simple and easy to fix. Like, sure, you got that fire under your ass, that pain that makes you want to change because you've seen how shite that road is. Maybe you're doing it every day. Maybe your mental health's fucked up. Your physical health's fucked up. You're depressed, anxious, whatever the reason. You're deciding to change, you're deciding to get sober. But what you're lacking is hope, the light in the end of the tunnel, that North Star. So to create that, you need to get yourself a role model. You need to get someone who's done what you're trying to do, someone that you look up to, someone you aspire to be like in as many ways as possible, preferably every single way. This could be online, it could be in real life. Preferably if it's in real life, great, but it can be online too. It could be me, it could be someone else, some other YouTuber, someone on Instagram. You don't actually have to have a one-to-one connection with this person. They might not even know you, but it'll still work. The key is to get someone who gives you hope, someone who's living a life that you want to live, because otherwise it doesn't work. You know, maybe they got sober but they're fat, or maybe they got sober and they're negative, or they haven't achieved anything else. It doesn't really matter. As long as you want to be like this person, it'll work. For me, it was a guy called Wes Watson. During that time, when I was a drug addict and then getting sober, I used to binge watch him. I used to love watching him. He gave me inspiration, he gave me motivation. I wanted to be just like him. And eventually I did. Eventually I dropped the shit because he kept telling me, be sober, be sober. And it was like a good brainwashing. This is why social media can be so powerful in a good way and a bad way. So if you're watching the wrong content, it can take you somewhere you don't want to go, turn you into someone you never thought that you would be. On the other hand, it can help you achieve anything, any of your dreams. So I know content can be bad, but in this case it can be so useful. Like, so binge watch, honestly, I know you probably love binge watching shows and movies. Binge watch content that is going to help you get to where you want. Binge watch someone who you want to be like, someone who's sober, someone who's telling you the right things. That's what I done. I watched Wes every single day, and I'm so glad I did. I don't really watch him anymore. He doesn't even post anymore, I don't think, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to watch him, you don't even need to watch me. Just find someone that you like, who inspires you. The next thing that's really important, and without this, everything will obviously, it'll fall through, is you need to have a goal. I mean, at the end of the day, you need a reason to get sober. I mean, for a lot of people, it'll just be inner peace and happiness. But for me, that wasn't enough. I mean, everyone wants to be at peace and happy, but I just felt like a complete loser. I felt like I was throwing my life away. I wanted to be rich and successful, and I knew if I kept going down that path, I never would be. I'd just be a loser, staying in my hometown my whole life, just doing drugs, getting high. Maybe I would have led on to heroin addiction, meth addiction, who fucking knows. But I said no, because I had bigger dreams, and we all do. We all have big goals, we all have big ambitions. But you know, society says, oh no, that's not possible. You can't do that, you need to go this route. No, you just need to go get a job, do a 9 to 5, maybe go to university and get a slightly better paying job. We all have something deep down in our hearts that we would love to do, some sort of lifestyle we'd love to live, and it might not be specific. In fact, it probably almost definitely will be very vague, because you're young, maybe you're not even young, but vices in general, especially drugs and drink, they cloud the mind. They make your path unclear. They steal your focus. I mean, all you're starting to think about is what drugs you want to do, where you're going to go on the weekend, etc, etc. They just hide the path. It didn't become fully clear to me what I wanted to do until I was completely sober. And this is another thing that the person, your mentor, your role model, will help you do. I mean, think about it. I used to love watching Wes Watson and his YouTube videos. Now I'm making YouTube videos. But whatever it is, just follow your heart. And this will help you get sober, and it'll make it so you never want to go back. In a lot of communities, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, wherever, they make it seem, you know, like it's this horrible disease, and you know, once you catch it, it's always there, and if you ever even think about doing a drug again, it'll all come rushing back. But that's not necessarily true. You know, it's more of a symptom than anything. You're living off. I mean, the biggest reason is because we have these big visions in our head, and then we don't get them. We're living something less than what we would like, and that causes pain, it causes suffering, so we run to drink, we run to drugs. But if you visualize this vision that you have, if you write it down, if you think about it, it will give you hope. And if you're working towards it, you won't need it as much, and eventually you'll get sober, eventually you drop it. And that'll allow you the space, the freedom, the creativity that you need to achieve your goals. And you won't want to go back. Now I'm at the point where I don't want to go back, and I know it's confusing. because I was there. I know that it seems like this is part of your life, that you could never drop it, that would be so boring. But that's all a lie. It's all the addiction trying to keep you addicted. It's just lies the mind is telling you. And once you get past it, once you start improving your life and dropping all that bullshit, you see that you don't need it. That it's false and it's not even that fun. Going out and socializing is fun, yeah, but you don't need to get high. You don't need to get fucked up to have fun. And you start to see that over time. Remember, you're better than that bag. You're better than that ball.